Have you heard the story about a regular school teacher from Missouri who made $2 million flipping Pokemon cards online? Or the Starbucks barista from London who pulled in a seven-figure income selling digital cat art? These days, everyday people are hitting millionaire status, and it's happening way more often than you'd expect. Now, don't worry, I'm not here to tell you to quit your job, buy a llama ranch, and throw all your savings into some random meme coin promising overnight riches. That's not the play. What I am here to do is pull back the curtain on how normal folks, people with no inheritance, no superpowers, and no finance degrees, are using a handful of surprisingly effective wealth-building strategies. By the end of this video, you'll understand how average earners are turning modest paychecks into million-dollar fortunes using one ridiculously simple approach. Let's jump right in. Number 1. They pay themselves first. Let's kick things off with a classic move that's still a total game changer. You've probably heard it before, pay yourself first, but most people still don't actually do it. And here's the thing. If payday rolls around and your money disappears faster than you can say treat yourself, you're not alone, but you do need a new game plan. The truth is, most self-made millionaires didn't get rich from lucky breaks, inheritance, or some magical overnight success. They simply got really good at one thing: saving like it's non-negotiable. Paying yourself first means this: before you pay rent, before you buy that coffee or those new shoes, you take a chunk of your income and save or invest it immediately. It doesn't have to be huge. Start with 5%. Go for 10% if you can. Maybe even 20% as you grow. The amount matters less than the habit. Think of it like this: you're skipping the appetizer now so you can enjoy the full-course meal later. It might feel like a sacrifice in the moment, but trust me, your future self will thank you big time. Because building wealth isn't about luck. It's about consistency, and this is where it starts. Number 2. They leverage the power of compound interest. Nope, it's not magic, but once you understand how it works, it definitely feels like it. Compound interest is one of the most powerful forces in the financial world, and the best part? It doesn't need you glued to a screen or stressing over charts. It's like putting your money on autopilot. When you invest consistently, your money starts to grow, not just from what you put in, but from the earnings on top of those earnings. Think of it like this: your money has babies, and those babies grow up and have babies of their own. Yeah, kind of a weird visual, but you get the idea. This is how average people, who aren't financial experts, quietly become millionaires. They're not pulling all-nighters watching crypto charts or chasing the next hot stock. They're keeping it simple with solid long-term investments like index funds and ETFs. It's the chill way to grow wealth. And here's the kicker. If you invest just $500 a month with an average return of 8%, you could have over $1 million in 30 years. That's not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's a get-rich-for-sure strategy. Slow and steady doesn't just win the race. It builds your future. Number 3. They trade screen time for skill time. Let's be honest. If your phone hits you with that weekly screen time report and all you feel is regret, it might be time for a reality check. Now, I'm not saying you need to quit social media forever, but what if you swap just 1 hour a day of mindless scrolling for something that actually builds your future? Imagine what could happen if you used that time to learn a skill, like freelancing, e-commerce, real estate, or any side hustle that brings in real money. That one tiny shift, just 60 minutes, could completely change your life. It could be the difference between barely scraping by and finally living the life you dream about. Because here's the truth: every millionaire started somewhere. They didn't have more hours in the day than you. They just used theirs differently. And you can, too. Number 4. They build multiple streams of income. Here's something most people don't realize. The average millionaire doesn't rely on just one source of money. In fact, they usually have at least 7 different income streams. Now, I know that might sound overwhelming at first, like, how am I supposed to juggle 7 things at once? But here's the good news. You only need to start with one. That's it. One solid stream of income. That could be a side hustle like selling something online, freelancing, starting a small business, or just investing in a beginner-friendly way, like putting a little money into index funds or dividend-paying stocks. Once that first stream is steady and running smoothly, then you can build the second one. Then the third. Think of it like playing a video game. You unlock one level at a time. Or imagine collecting Pokemon. You catch one, then another, and before you know it, your collection starts to grow. But here's the real key. What you do with the extra money matters even more than how you earn it. Most people get some extra income and immediately spend it. New phone, new clothes, maybe a quick vacation. That's the habit that keeps people broke. Millionaires do something different. They treat every extra dollar like an opportunity. Instead of spending it, they invest it. They use that money to create more money. It's like planting a seed that grows into a tree that keeps giving fruit, passive income. That could come from owning rental properties, earning stock dividends, building a digital product that sells itself, or starting a small business that runs mostly on its own. Over time, each stream starts feeding into the next. And before you know it, your money is working harder than you are. That's the power of multiple income streams. Not just making more money, but creating freedom, security, and wealth that lasts. Number 5. Real estate, the wealth engine that never sleeps. Let's be real, real estate might sound scary at first. Maybe you're picturing huge down payments, complicated loans, or becoming a landlord who has to fix toilets at midnight. But in reality, real estate is one of the most powerful and proven ways that average people build serious wealth. And here's the best part. You don't have to be rich to get started. In fact, a lot of first-time investors get their foot in the door through something called house hacking. Here's how it works. Let's say you buy a duplex, a house with 2 units. You live in one unit and rent out the other. The rent your tenant pays helps cover, or even completely pay off, your mortgage. So basically, you're living for free, while slowly building ownership of an asset that increases in value over time. So instead of just working harder to make more money, real estate allows your money and your property to work for you. It builds wealth in the background while you live your life. And once you understand the basics, you can keep repeating the process, buy more properties, earn more passive income, and grow your net worth without constantly grinding. Bottom line, real estate is like a financial cheat code that's hiding in plain sight. You don't need to be rich, just informed and strategic. And trust me, it pays off big time. Number 6. Don't want to deal with tenants? Enter REITs. Okay, so maybe the idea of owning a property, dealing with tenants, or fixing leaky sinks at 2 a.m. doesn't exactly sound like your dream life. That's totally fair. Not everyone wants to be a landlord. But guess what? You can still invest in real estate without ever owning a single building. How? Through something called REITs, or real estate investment trusts. And trust me, this might be one of the most overlooked and smartest ways to grow your wealth. Here's the deal. A REIT is basically a company that owns or finances income-generating real estate, like apartments, shopping centers, office buildings, even hospitals. When you buy a REIT, you're buying shares in that company, just like you would with any stock. That means you get a cut of the profits in the form of dividends, and your investment can also grow in value over time. This makes REITs perfect for beginners who want to dip their toes into real estate without going all in on a property. It's also great for people who want passive income but don't have the time or energy to manage rentals. And here's a little bonus. Many REITs are required by law to pay out at least 90% of their profits to investors. That means they're often very generous with their dividends, basically sending you regular cash just for holding onto your investment. So if you're looking for a low-effort, high-reward way to get into real estate, REITs are like the ultimate life hack. No drama, no toilets, just smart investing. Number 7. Use tax-advantaged accounts like a pro. Let's be real for a second. Most people lose a ton of money just from not understanding how taxes work. And the worst part? They don't even realize it's happening. Meanwhile, wealthy folks? Yeah, they figured out how to legally pay less and keep more of their money growing. Now, before you go thinking it's some shady trick, nope. It's 100% legal. They're just using tax-advantaged accounts the right way. And the best part? You can too. Here's how it works. You've probably heard of a 401k, right? That's a retirement account your employer might offer. When you put money into it, a couple of awesome things happen. First, that money comes out of your paycheck before taxes. That means you owe less in taxes right now. Second, the money inside that account grows tax-deferred, which means you don't pay taxes on it until you take it out years later. It's like hitting pause on your tax bill. Now, if you don't have a 401k, no worries. You can set up your own version called an IRA. There are different types, like traditional or Roth, but either way, they're built to help your money grow faster by either deferring or avoiding taxes. And then there's this underrated gem called an HSA, Health Savings Account. This one's wild. You put in money before taxes, it grows tax-free, and if you use it for medical stuff, you pull it out tax-free too. That's triple tax savings. Not many things in life are that good, honestly. So why does this all matter? Because every dollar you save on taxes is a dollar you can invest. And when you invest it, that dollar can grow over time. Thanks to compound interest, it could turn into $5, $10, even $100 someday. All because you played smarter. Bottom line, wealthy people don't just work harder, they work smarter. They use every tool available to stretch their money. And now, so can you. Number 8. They live below their means, even when they don't have to. Okay, this one might sound super basic, but hear me out. The real flex? Living below your means. Yep, spending less than you earn is one of the simplest, most powerful money moves you can make. It's not flashy, it's not exciting, but guess what? It works, and a lot of millionaires swear by it. Think about this. Warren Buffett? Yeah, that Warren Buffett, one of the richest people on the planet, still lives in the same house he bought in the 1950s. No private islands, no golden toilet, just a regular home in Omaha. And it's not just him. A lot of wealthy people drive normal cars, shop at regular stores, and don't feel the need to constantly flex their money. Why? Because they get it. Financial freedom is way better than flashy stuff. And the people who win that game are the ones who know how to manage their money, not just spend it. So yeah, next time you're tempted to upgrade your car or blow your bonus on a shopping spree, remember this rule. The goal isn't to impress people. It's to own your time, your peace, and your future. Number 9. They have emergency funds ready to go. Let's be real. Life throws curveballs, and usually, they show up at the worst possible time. Your car breaks down the same week your kid needs braces. You lose your job right before rent's due. Or a medical bill lands in your lap out of nowhere. Yeah, it happens to everyone, even the most careful planners. But here's the difference. Millionaires prepare for it. They build what's called an emergency fund. Basically, a stash of cash just sitting there in case life hits the fan. Most experts say you should aim for 3 to 6 months worth of expenses saved up. That means if your bills are $2,000 a month, your emergency fund should be anywhere from $6,000 to $12,000. Now, I get it, saving that much isn't easy, and it definitely doesn't feel exciting. But it's like a financial airbag. You hope you never need it, but when you do, you'll be so glad it's there. It keeps you from panicking, going into debt, or draining your investments when things go sideways. So if you don't have one yet, no stress, just start small. Even $20 a week adds up over time. The goal is simple. Have a cushion that lets you breathe when life gets messy. Because peace of mind, that's priceless. Number 10. They never stop learning. The truth is, the world's changing fast, and if you're not constantly learning, you're falling behind. That's why millionaires treat learning like a daily habit, not something you do once and forget about. They're always feeding their minds, reading books, listening to podcasts, taking online courses, joining mastermind groups, attending workshops, surrounding themselves with smart people, and staying curious. Because every new skill, every fresh idea, every conversation has the power to completely shift their path. One book could teach you how to manage money better. One podcast could inspire you to start your own business. One conversation could connect you with someone who opens the next big door. Learning isn't just about school. It's about growth, freedom, and opportunity. And the craziest part? It's more accessible than ever. You've got the world's knowledge in your pocket. So instead of scrolling mindlessly, imagine what just 30 minutes of intentional learning each day could do for your future. Your brain is your most valuable asset. Nurture it, and it will keep paying you back for life. Number 11. They build a strong support system. Nobody builds real wealth completely on their own. Behind every successful person, there's usually a strong support system. Mentors who've already walked the path, friends who share the same ambitious mindset, and communities that lift each other up instead of dragging each other down. Having the right people around you keeps you accountable, helps you stay focused, and gives you a safe space to share wins, learn from mistakes, and keep growing. But it's not just about external support. It's also about growing on the inside. Personal development plays a huge role in long-term success. Whether it's therapy to heal old wounds, a coach to help you level up, or self-growth tools like journaling, meditation, or mindset work, these things help you stay grounded. Because as your income grows, so do the challenges. And if you're not growing with it, you'll start getting in your own way. Wealth isn't just about numbers. It's about who you're becoming along the journey. Surround yourself with good people, invest in your mental and emotional health, and you'll be way more equipped to build and keep the life you're working for. So here's the big takeaway. Building wealth isn't some mysterious secret reserved for the lucky few. It's about making smart, consistent choices that anyone can start today. Pay yourself first. Let compound interest work its magic. Use your time wisely. Build multiple streams of income. Leverage real estate, whether through properties or REITs. Be smart with taxes. Live below your means. Prepare for the unexpected. Never stop learning. And surround yourself with people who push you to grow. It's not about being perfect. It's about being intentional. You don't need to do everything overnight. But if you start stacking these habits, brick by brick, you'll be amazed at how far you can go in just a few years. Millionaires aren't made by accident. They're made by mindset, action, and consistency. If this video gave you that aha moment, or even just a little motivation, hit that like button. It helps more than you know. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. And if you're serious about building real wealth and changing your future, don't forget to subscribe. We've got way more coming that you won't want to miss. Now go out there and build the life you deserve. Let's get it.